Good evening all, Simon here with his $10 helicopter. Now then, a moment of controversy. We've got the Assan GA-250 gyro refitted. Now, as you recall, I did plenty of videos testing it out and I decided it wasn't for me because the smoothness of movement, the bounce on exiting a turn just spoilt it for me. You could see it's compared to the HK-450bb, it's just not smooth and fluid. It probably doesn't show there, but it stops quite hard when you just wag its tail. You see? And that was spoiling it for me, because you can do a nice turn and the helicopter just bounces back a few degrees and it doesn't end up pointing where you finish the turn. So with that, oh gosh, a bit of descending vortex ring there, nearly on top of the chickens. That was enough for me to put the 401bb back on. Which is probably its chief competitor, the cheap Hobby King gyro. Now then, my friend Brian in Florida sent me a load of interesting links which have persuaded me to give it another go. Basically what I did was set up the helicopter very tightly, no slop in the tail, that sort of thing. Make sure everything was free and easy. No binding in the slider, fuel tube mod on the tail to take out the slop at the grips, and no, it didn't cure it, it made it slightly better, but as you can see its movement isn't very smooth. It's a little either on or off and then it bounces at the end. So yeah, it's very difficult flying conditions because it's rather gusty, the wind in the garden. So anyway, he sent me some finless video links, and basically these links talked about dual rates and expo on a JR gyro, suggesting it's a good idea on this gyro. So go on then, I've set up a dual rates, so I'll put my dual rate switch on and we'll have another look. So what I've done here, the dual rates are at 80% and there's 20% expo on that channel as well. Now then, let's just do some as you can see, it still bounces back a little. Oh, it's really hard to keep it constant altitude because of the wind. But it bounces back a little, but it's not as pronounced as before, and it's smoother. A little bit more like my much loved 401bb, but get this. I pointed at the tree with the bird box, and it stays there. What an excellent heading hold that is. I've not touched the rudder since I first pointed it at that tree. Okay, it drifted left very slightly. I'm going to have to touch the throttle stick now. Well, that's excellent, that really is. And when we do a few slow turns, the helicopter exits the turn and it's pretty much going. If I can keep it out the apple trees. Pretty much goes where I've asked it to, rather than overcorrecting. It's still there a little bit, this bounce, but it's not bad. So I think it's probably a case of fine tuning. I really wanted this gyro to work on this helicopter because it's lightweight, it's in character. This is my $10 helicopter and it's a lot lighter than my GP, and it's a lot of fun, this helicopter. Now the one thing that has suffered is pyro rate. The pivot rate without the dual rates and the expo is mental. But watch this, so that's... I can't remember which way I went there. Was that left? Oh, that's right. Let me just land then. I'll flick the dual rate switch and I'll show you what the pivot rate was with no dual rates or expo. Right, spin it down. Oh, I don't know, I switched it off, never mind. Away we go again. Okay, idle up and off we go. Right, pivot rate without the dual rates. So left, that was left. And right, it's absolutely nuts. But of course it's rather juddery at the slow turns, which kind of ruins it when you're trying to, I forget what you call it, but when you're combining aileron and rudder and you're trying to do the scale like turns, you just can't do it with this gyro because it's just too on and off without the dual rates and the expo. So let me flick it back to dual rates on. Let me land her. There we go, dual rates back on. And it's a lot more smoother and more fluid. So let's just have a look at the pivot rate again. Yeah, that's really a little bit slow for my liking, going left. And right's about right, so I've got a bit of tinkering to do, but I think we've made a step forward there. So there you go guys, that's my thoughts on the gyro at the moment. An improvement, it still bounces a little, but a lot better if you desensitise the rudder mid stick. Oh well, time to land. Oops, a bit of wind's got it. It's a bit of tricky landing. Oh, not bad. I forgot to mention actually the gain is approximately 50. It's hard to tell with this Turnigy transmitter because the channels drift a little, but it's in the ballpark of 50% in head hold mode. Okay then, thanks for watching all, and bye for now.